Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on when you're watching this video. Welcome to Against the Public for May 29th. I'm Dana Lane. Today we're going to go through my top 3 Major League Baseball free plays for Wednesday. And of course, after the show, jump on over to Pickdawgz.com. I'll have my top Major League Baseball winners up there. I'll also have side and total and tomorrow night's National Hockey League or tonight's National Hockey League's clash. Every play will be loaded up on Pickdawgz.com, so make sure you jump over there, see what we got. I'll also have, or in addition to all my single plays, I'll have a Major League Baseball 3-pack, as I do every day. $49.99 gives you my top 3 premium plays on the diamond for one low price. And of course, all of that comes with our Pick Dawgz win guarantee that states you must profit or receive an immediate site credit for the purchase price. As I'm sure you're very curious to know, how do I get involved with every play that you release? Well, thanks for asking. You can jump on an all-access pass for the next 30 days for less than $11 a day, the next 90 days for less than $10 a day, or better yet, guys, it's the time to start building your bankroll for football. Let's carry you all the way through college and pro football next year. Jump on an annual all-access pass for just $3.56 a day. And this is the time to do it. All-access customers, we've been smashing books of late, 55% overall winners over the last 30 days. That includes 64.3% winners in the NBA over the last 7 days, 58.4% winners in Major League Baseball over the last 30 days. All these are documented every single day on Pickdawgz.com, so go on over there, take a look around. But guys, we're scorching hot right now. This is the time to jump on an all-access pass. Okay, let's get to our free winners for Wednesday. Free plays for Wednesday, 1:10 Eastern Time, 9:01, 9:02, St. Louis Cardinals against the Cincinnati Reds. Reds minus 16, 9.5 under minus 20. Matthew Libator against Frankie Montas. In order for the Cardinals, and I'm looking at the National League Central, and I still, I wrote the Cardinals off. And I don't know why I did that. Maybe it was because I wrote them off last year after backing them and thinking that they were on the verge of some comeback in the National League Central that never happened. And maybe I was just a little bit early to pull the trigger on them this year. But we do know this. If Sonny Gray, Kyle Gibson, Lance Lynn, if they continue to pitch well, Cardinals are going to be in this. And then if Libator can give them some quality innings, now they got something going on. I don't know. Well, maybe after tonight the Cubs have got it going on, but the pitching in the Central is going to be a monster down the stretch. And the team that can go deep or have the depth in starting pitching is going to win this division. Even the Pirates, they have a really good depth. I don't think anybody thought that Bailey Falter was going to be as good as he is, but the division does have a lot of good pitching in it. So for the Cardinals, which is our focus for tonight, if they could get some production from Libator, that's going to really help them down the stretch. But we know that the lefty has struggled for most of the season. He allowed 8 earned runs in his last 7 innings pitched. But this, to me, is more about the Cardinals' inability to put runs across, with only the Chicago White Sox worse in Major League Baseball this year. And even to dissect that a little bit more, well, the heart of their lineup, or the heart of the lineup, is not producing at all. And of course, we're talking about Paul Goldschmidt. He's hitting just .222 this season. He has 7 homers. He's slugging just .359. And to put that in perspective, a lot of people say, well, what's a good slugging percentage? You want to be around .450, a little bit higher for the better players. But certainly when .450 is your over-under line, .359 is not cutting it, especially for a guy that's getting paid to drive in runs. Like Libator, going over to Montas, he has struggled, but I think this provides a chance for this game provides a chance for both pitchers to put some positive things on their resume this year against 2 struggling offenses. Neither's going to be around in the 5th inning, but 9.5 is a little bit too rich for me as far as the total is concerned. So we're going to go under 9.5 minus $1.20. Game number 2, 3:45 Eastern Time, 9:03, 9:04, Philadelphia Phillies on the road against San Francisco. Phillies minus $1.32, 8 over minus 15. Christopher Sanchez against Kyle Harrison. Phillies continue to roll in the National League East, a 6-game lead over or 6-game lead in the division, even though they dropped 3 of 4 heading into their game on Tuesday. Phillies will send Christopher Sanchez to the hill. He put I would say quality back-to-back starts. My notes kind of say that it was okay, but I'm just going off of memory. I think both of those starts were quality starts, and he has allowed just 3 earned runs in his last 12 and a third innings, 7 earned runs over his last 25 innings. That equates to a 2.52 ERA in his last 5 appearances. This number, and above all, even going away from starting pitching, this number to me smells like a trap. The Phillies have a potent offense, as we all know. Kyle Harrison has struggled. He's given up 10 earned runs in his last 15 innings. He just gave up 4 earned runs on 6 hits in 5 innings against the Mets, who are 20th in Major League Baseball and runs scored. And now we're staring at an 8 against the number 1 run-producing team in the majors. Smells like a trap. We're not going to fall into it. I'm going to go under 8, and we're going to be asked to only lay $1.05. So we're going to go under 8 in that game. And then 6:35 Eastern Time, 9:13, 9:14, Boston Red Sox against the Baltimore Orioles. Orioles minus $1.90, 8 under minus 19. Cutter Crawford against Corbin Burns. This is a pitching matchup that warrants a total of 8. Cutter Crawford has been fantastic this year. He's allowed an average of 2 earned runs over his last 10 starts. Corbin Burns has been even better, averaging less than 2 earned runs over his last 10 starts. Both teams' bullpens are terrific. So why do we like the over in this game? Well, because, again, of this number. We just talked about a game with an over that has the flavor of being over, just because every number you look at seems to push this game over the total, but this game does not. But I can't ignore the Baltimore Orioles bats, and that's where I hit 8. And you can do things 2 ways when you're handicapping games. You can go and look at teams, and you can look at starting pitching, or you can look at numbers. And when I see an 8, it's kind of, to me, is when I'm I don't know, in the National Hockey League, when I see a 5.5, that kind of puts off a little signal in my head that, hey, they anticipate this game going under the total. And believe me, we're at a time where they don't put 5.5s on game very much anymore. But 8 to me is one of those totals where I say, okay, I think most people are going to go under. But when most people run one way, I try to run the other. There's just too much power in this Baltimore lineup. I don't feel comfortable going under 8. And Boston, and although Boston can't match that power, I don't think one would debate the fact that the Red Sox don't have any problem getting runners on base. Their problem has been strikeouts all year, which they did again on Tuesday. But there are only a couple, key hits here and there from matching that terrific pitching that they have and being a player in the American League East. I'm going to be asked to give up only even money in this. We're going to go over the 8 in this matchup. And before we close the show, here's your handicapping tip for Wednesday. I want to look at teams, and this is really interesting. This always takes me down this rabbit hole. Let's take a look at what teams do when they're coming off of a road trip or starting a road trip. And this is very interesting numbers. Home teams coming off a road trip this season are 68 and 66, minus 8.30 units. That's based upon a 1-unit wager. The Milwaukee Brewers, Seattle Mariners, and the Kansas City Royals are all 4-1 heading into Tuesday's action. They're all 4-1 on the first game of a road trip, while the Angels and the Red Sox are 0-4. So you can kind of put that to the side and use that. That continues a 4-year trend. This has been a pretty decent trend there, where teams starting a road trip are just 665 and 625. That's 52% winners, but minus 88.27 units lost. So that might be something. It's still, baseball, any money line sports, it's like walking through landmines. I mean, and you can pick 4 winners or pick up 4 landmines that don't go off, and then that 5th one is just going to explode your whole bankroll. So probably a bad bad analogy there. But road teams now playing their first game on the road after a homestand in 2024 are 66 and 67. But they're plus 5 units, 5.06 units this season. And that adds to a 2-year record of 262 and 258 plus 18.37 units. That's significant. Even though it's only a little bit over 500, we see that bankroll, if we follow those trends, are way over what they would be if you went the other way and bet teams coming off the road at home. Massive loss with your bankroll over a long period of time. This season, the Nats, the Padres, Toronto, the Yankees are all 4-1 when starting a road trip off of the first game of a road trip after a homestand, while the White Sox and the Giants are 0-4. So the moral of the story is to look for road teams playing in their first game of a road trip. They've been fantastic over the last 2 years, and that's something that you can take with you as the week progresses into the weekend. So there's your trip. There's your tip for the day. And that does it for today's show. Please go to pickdawgz.com. Get involved with one of my many available packages, including my all-access pass that gives you every play I release for one low price. Here's Wednesday's recap. St. Louis, Cincinnati, under 9.5, minus 20. Philadelphia, San Francisco, over, check that, under 8, minus $1.05. And Boston and Baltimore, over 8, even money. That does it for today's show. Thank you for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe button. For Against the Public, I'm Dana Lane. All the best to you and your wagers on Wednesday.